activating specifically in microcirculation with the beamer, we are activating vasomotion. And that is the rhythmic relaxation and contraction action in these small vessels, pre and post capillary. So this action takes place in arterioles and venules to push the blood into the capillaries and move it out of the capillaries. And this movement should occur about 30 times per 10 minutes. When we have impaired vasomotion, it could be as much or as low as 1 time per 10 minutes. And now when you look at the requirement for every cell in your body of oxygen on a regular basis, it takes just about a few minutes, maybe 4 or 5 minutes, for cellular tissue to suffer and die, because without oxygen our cells will die and not perform anymore. Rhythmically, this in an animated or in an animation, we're looking at vasomotion, and so it's a rhythmic expansion and contraction of these small vessels. For instance, in a diabetic, we may see this only once per 10 minutes. That's a real problem. And to look at this in real time, in the intestinal area, we can clearly observe the autorhythmic movement in these small vessels. They're narrowed down, and here as well. And with that, pressure differentials are created, and blood flow can move in also different directions. You will notice in a second here how the blood flow moves in a completely different direction. This is also based on a stimulation that these vessels receive directly from cells who basically tell the environment, feed me. So here right now, like the blood flow direction changed because there were probably stimuli coming from these cells that indicated that blood needs to flow here to deliver nutrients and oxygen and pick up wastes. That is how vasomotion works in a nutshell. So when you're healthy, you have a good normal vasomotion, you will have good supply and good drainage. That is necessary for all cells. When you're sick, it is reduced vasomotion, it leads to poor supply and poor drainage. And that is detrimental to any state of health in any tissue of your body. So when we are affecting vasomotion, we have an impact pre-capillary as well as post-capillary, and inadvertently as well as in every tissue area. So the whole body benefits from beamer applications being exposed through a full body applicator, where the whole body gets exposed to the beamer signal and gets this benefit that this vasomotion works, and supply and disposal can work again as well. Regeneration of cells is only possible through this function. And here we're looking at a complete obstruction. This is a complete blockage. The beamer signal is on, so it is penetrating into this area, and we are seeing here that it is being reabsorbed into the bloodstream. And we can also here watch, as seconds tick by, that clear changes will start to occur in a few seconds also down here at the bottom, where everything has broken down and is starting to move. And this clear obstruction that normally would be irreversible is now being removed and dissolved. And this takes place in about 1 minute and 5 seconds, and there you have a restored blood flow to an area that was completely obstructed and that would have been irreversible.